The world is facing a grave threat from Covid-19 pandemic. Many countries are practicing social distancing measures to reduce the spread of this disease. The application of these measures has resulted in the closure of many businesses, workplaces and institutes, and millions of people are shifting to home working. Food industry personnel, however, do not have the opportunity to work from home and they are required to continue to work in their usual workplaces. So there is now an urgent requirement for the industry to protect food workers from contracting COVID-19, to protect exposure to or transmission of virus, and to strengthen food hygiene and sanitation practices. The food industry should have food safety management systems based on HACCP principles in place to manage food safety risks and to maintain the trust and consumer confidence in safety and availability of food. If a business doesn't have food safety management systems or HACCP team established, then it needs to appoint one person for considering whether food safety risks could arise. That person must cooperate with food safety authorities for advice. Transmission of COVID-19 from foods. Well, it's highly unlikely that people can contact COVID-19 from food or food packaging because coronavirus can multiply in foods. But if an infected person coughs or sneezes near food or production area, contamination can occur. Because the main transmission route of COVID-19 is through direct contact with respiratory droplets generated when an infected person coughs. Those droplets are too heavy to be airborne. They land on objects and surfaces surround the infected person, so it is possible that someone may become infected by touching contaminated surface or object. According to a recent research, COVID-19 remains viable for up to 72 hours on plastic and stainless steel and up to 24 hours on cardboard. So it is imperative for the food industries to reinforce personal hygiene measures and provide training on food hygiene principles. Personal protective equipments like masks and gloves can be effective in reducing the spread of coronavirus within the food industry. Wearing disposable gloves can give a false security and may result in staff not washing hands as frequently as required. The COVID-19 contaminates the disposable gloves in the same way it gets onto workers' hands. Removal of gloves can lead to contamination of their hands. So awareness is very important. Frequent and effective hand washing and sanitization at each stage should be promoted. In some cases, people may be asymptomatic and may not display any sign or symptoms of disease, or may be present with mild symptoms that are easily overlooked. So all food businesses should follow physical distancing. World Health Organization are to maintain at least 1 meter between fellow workers. Spacing out workstations and limiting number of staff in a food preparation area at any one time is important. And staff should be provided with written instructions and they must be trained to comply with these guidelines. And report illness at the earliest opportunity to prevent transmission and contamination of food. Transport and delivery. The virus will enter business premises only when an infected person or contaminated items or products are brought onto the premises. So the staff delivering to food premises shouldn't leave their vehicles. Drivers should use sanitizers and should ensure that all transport containers are kept disinfected. Retail food premises. The food retail sector faces the greatest challenges in maintaining standards of hygiene and protecting staff from risk of infection. Frequent cleaning and disinfecting surfaces that are touched regularly, like counters and tills, would be helpful. Other ways like using floor markings and regulating the number of customers who enter the retail store to avoid overcrowding is important. Cities in Pakistan are more prone to coronavirus because of their high dense population and because of no awareness. People here are still ignoring all precautionary measures like social distancing. So making regular announcements to remind customers to follow physical distancing should be done.